Howdy everybody, it's Amy from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting, and I have a PR package for you today from a new company, for me at least, that I have not reviewed before. So this is from the company OneDaySaving, and they reached out to me back in the middle of May and asked if I would like to review some of their products on my channel, and I thought, sure, why not? I'm always open to these kind of things. And they offered me 5 different things I could choose from, but they also said if there's something else I wanted instead, I could go ahead and look around. But I went ahead and chose 2 of the things from the list of 5 that they gave me. But I could have done other things, but I was quite happy with the selections that they offered me. So they shipped this out to me on May 18th, and it arrived on May 25th. So that was a pretty quick 7-day shipping air flight from China. So, as I've said before, this is sort of like an Amazon or Temu type company that sells crafts from different manufacturers, and they focus mostly on cross-stitch and diamond painting, but they also have other crafts on there like wax seals and all that. And so the difference with a lot of these is not necessarily in the diamond paintings themselves, but in shipping, packaging, pricing, and presentation on their website. So let's first take a look before we get into this package. I have 2 items to show you, and I went to their website right before the video and this popped up. They have a win an extra discount thing. Now I don't think this is going to work for me because I already have my email in their system, so I bet I don't get this discount since I'm already on their mailing list, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'm already subscribed. So if you're new to the company, you can do that spin the wheel thing and get a discount. So this is part of, lost it there. Come on, come back. There we go. So they offer AB, diamond painting, squares, rounds, and they do have their sales and discounts right there at the top. And they have different discounts based on how many you buy. I also have a discount code which will be linked below in the comments. And the products and their website, the 2 products that I have here in this bag, will also be linked below. But you can find out a lot more by looking at their website and see what else they have to offer, which includes diamond painting, cross-stitch epoxy molds, wax seals, scrapbooking stuff, and this is actually something I'm going to be looking at because I bought a couple of the crochet kits from China on Temu, and I really liked them. So I just saw this right now. So I may be looking at that, because one thing that I like to do when I'm asked to review these things is first I look over their webpage and get a feel for what they sell and how they present their materials. And one of the things I look for is whether they show real renderings of their canvases or not. And this company did, so when I made my choices, I was able to actually look at the canvases and see how they would look. So that's one of the things that's important to me when I'm looking at these websites. But another thing I do is after I get the package sent to me, I go back as a regular customer and I buy some things and place an order. And I did that with this company as well. So again, this is OneDaySaving, and the package that I purchased with my own money should be here in the next day or 2. I think it's actually sitting at the San Angelo post office waiting to be delivered tomorrow. So there will be 2 videos from this deal. The PR package here of the freebie items that they sent me to review, but also a video of the items I decided to purchase from their website, which I didn't see that crochet stuff, so I might have to go back and try again. So let's take a look at what we got here. I will cover up my address information because I wanted to show you the packaging. So this is like the typical craft companies where they have everything in these light plastic mailers. And again, the difference is in the price, the packaging, how quickly they come, website shopping, all that, because these items are not manufactured by each of these separate companies. They're manufactured by other companies, and they just sell them like Amazon or Michael's, Hobby Lobby, stores like that. So let's start with, we'll start with the canvas. I have a canvas and an off-canvas item in here, and I apologize for the noise here. So we'll start with the off-canvas item. And this one was definitely right up my alley, and you'll see why if you've been on my channel before and seen some of the things that are on there. So typically what I like to do when I try out a new company, I haven't done this very often yet. I'm still kind of learning the process myself, but I like to try a canvas. Usually I start with rounds, but I try to hunt down squares later. And an off-canvas item, typically. So this is a 30 by 30, and it is a tree of life. I think they call it Tree by the Lake on their website, but look at all the rainbow colors in that. So it's not a real big one. It won't take very long, and as you might have seen with the other company stuff, I do like to try to work one up and stick it at the end of the review video so you can see how this is done. Now, my very first one, I picked that giant butterfly from that other company, and it took me a little longer than expected. So this time I have a little bit more reasonable sized canvas, because this one, 30 by 30, it's actually probably 25 by 25 for the diamond area. But this one has 20 colors, and again, it is a round. Let's see, we'll use that side so I don't knock the camera around. So we have the numbers 1 through 8 that actually match the numbers 1 through 8 there. And then we have capital letters. So the drill field looks very clear there, very easy to read. And even though some of the tiny details of the branches probably won't show up because they'll be between two different colors of diamonds, the one thing about round diamonds that I like is that you can see the canvas between them. So even though you don't think those lines and those details will come out, you will actually see them on the canvas between the drills. Now that's different with squares, because the squares will completely cover all of the canvas, so you won't see some of those details in the background coming through. So we have the typical boat wax and pen there, everything you need basically to diamond paint, although as you've probably heard advice from several people, switching out the tray is probably a good idea, although I spent my first year diamond painting with these green trays. You just have to be careful not to spill them, and they're not very good for multi-placing because it is hard to line up the drills in there. But it can be done because I used to do it. So let's take a look at the drills. They do have the canvas number on there, A383962, which does match, so you can store the drills separate from the canvas if you'd like. You can kind of lay this on something under some books or something to flatten it out. And we'll look at the back real quick. It looks pretty nice. It's not too wrinkled or anything. So let's look at the drill colors, and I can already see a lot of pretty colors in here, which is why this is a perfect fit for me, because there's a lot of confetti in this one, which if you're new to diamond painting, let me open this so it's not making noise first. Confetti is a lot of color changes in a small area, so you just place a few drills in one color, then you have to switch out and place drills of a different color. So a lot of the background there with all the different rainbow colors, that's more like what we call confetti. And then color blocking is where you have a large area of a single color, so they go much faster. There's not a whole lot of color blocking on this. Maybe you can see some of the purples down here, but there's a lot of confetti on this one. So, and a lot of colors here, and these are some really bright colors, so I'll try to turn them over so you can see some of these. There's light purple, kind of a tan for the tree, it looks like. A lot of peaches, off-white, another peach type, tan. I'm trying to remember all my colors like back from kindergarten here. There's a maroon color, a few blues here, some greens, another peachish color. There's the dark color there's actually not a whole lot of dark, maybe in the corners there and a tiny bit in the tree. And some more blues, greens, purples, and all the pinks. And then some more browns for the tree trunk. So I'm trying to drop those on the floor, and I know what happens when I'm doing videos and drop things on the floor. My puppy dog tries to go after them. So those are the drills. That is the toolkit, and one more look here at this canvas. And this one looks like it's right up my alley and should be quite a bit of fun. So thank you, OneDaySaving, for that one. Now I do have a second item in here, and this one, oh, I should say the price on there, because when I looked tonight on the website, this one, before any discounts, is $5.53. So with all the discounts you can apply, including my 10% discount code, you should be able to save some money with that. Okay, now the second one is a nice big off-canvas item here. I'm just making sure there's nothing else in there. Okay. So this is just an item number that they wrote. It's actually sealed in plastic, so instead of just being the box in the bag and it getting crushed, it does have this plastic to protect it from any water damage. So that's nice. I haven't seen that before. So definitely safely packaged for its travels, but it will make a little bit of noise here as I open it. So you probably recognize the box, the DIY diamond painting box that a lot of the special drill items come in. And you'll probably understand why I picked this item. So I will pull it out. We got a theme going on here. This is another tree of life. And it looks a little milky colored right now because there is protective plastic on it. This is actually the diamond painting side. So this is a two-sided hanging ornament. So there are these plastic holes here to hold the chain so that you can hang this in the window. But it looks kind of milky white now because of the cover, the protective covering that is on these. It'll be more see-through when I've diamond paint it and pull off all the plastic protective coating. But the cool thing about this one is it is double-sided. So you can hang it in a window and let it sparkle through the sunlight with the diamond side facing you. But yet if you go outside, you'll still see a pretty picture. Or you could turn it the other way around and have the diamonds facing the outside. But I think I'd rather see my work from the inside. So it does have the protective coating on this that you would peel off to do the diamond painting. And you can probably already tell we got lots of special drills here. So we have a lot of rhinestones, the smaller ones going up through the tree, and then surrounding the outside and in the tree, we have several bigger special drills on this one. So let's see what else is in the box here. Okay. As you would expect, we have the boat and the pen and the tray and the chain. So we can take a look here at this. So this is packaged separately, and then in here we have the chain, and it feels like a very sturdy chain, and it has these lobster claws, or whatever you call them, these little hangers on each end, and you put these through the holes on each side so that you can hang it from a window. But you don't have to, you can put it up other ways, but the fact that it's double-sided is really kind of lending itself to being put in a window. So that is the kit, and I can already see some of these special drills coming through here. And this project looks like it won't take very long. There's not a whole lot of diamond painting in this one. So I think both of these projects will be doable for me in the next day or two, and then I can post this video with at least a completion to tell you what I think. So we have some giant pink circles, round, some blue. Oh, I love these, the pearlescent look on some of those. And then we have some green. And then we have several colors of rhinestones. So even though it didn't look like a whole lot of diamond painting on there, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then more big circles there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yes, I had to put my glasses on so I could actually see what I'm trying to show you here. So there are 9 different colors of regular size rhinestones, and then these big gold ones, lots and lots of those. I think those probably go around the outside. So nice gold around the outside. And then these are actually the little bitty marquees there. So let's take a closer look, because I really didn't have the glasses on, but you can see all those little flowers in the tree are actually done with the marquees. So there's some little bitty pink ones, the blue ones, and the green ones there. So lots of marquees, and then the moon shape here will be the rhinestones, and then throughout the tree and across the bottom for the rhinestones. So it looks like most of the work will actually be placing all those marquees, and then of course the larger circles, and there's some rhinestones that go in that circle as well. So the colors make it look like kind of the changing of the seasons on that tree. Very, very pretty. And this feels like definite sturdy plastic. I didn't have any trouble with any breakage or anything. It looks like it was packaged really well, so that the plastic here on the little clip holes that stick out, they're just fine. They haven't broken off or anything like that. And I can indeed feel a protective coating on this side as well. So sometimes they're a little bit hard to grab, but I don't really want to take it off till I'm done with it, so I'll keep that on there. So that is how the back looks. So we have a cool tree of life, and that goes kind of along with the theme here with my other tree. So again, this is from OneDaySaving. And this tree right here, the 30 by 30, the color tree, is $5.53 before discounts. And then this one, the Suncatcher, is $13.68 before discounts. But I showed you the website, especially if you've never shopped there before. You can spin the wheel and see what good discounts you can get. But they also have several others, and I have a discount code down below that will be in the comments, as well as links to these specific products. But I'm going to stop this video here, and I'm going to return with at least one of these finished. Probably this one right here. But I may go ahead and work on one of the 4 corners. I might divide this one into 4 and do a corner of this one here, so you can see what the round drill canvas is like. So I'll probably pick like this top quadrant here to see how some of these branches will come through in between the diamonds and see how that looks. But again, keep in mind that each company doesn't manufacture these, they sell them. So what's probably more important to focus on for a company review like this is the prices, the discount codes. There's my notes. I probably shouldn't show you my messy handwriting. How quickly they come, and this one did take 7 days, which I think is really quick for shipping from China. I think we all remember the days of that time a few years ago that we don't even want to say the name, where shipping was nearly impossible to get. So now we're into 7-day shipping from China, so pretty quick. And you can probably add 1 day of that for the fact that I live in a rural area, so it actually reached San Angelo the day before. But our postal carrier doesn't deliver. She only delivers at like 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, so stuff has to arrive the night before for her to get it. So anything that comes in anytime after 6 a.m. does not show up until the next day. So there is sometimes an extra day of delay for items from any company here. So 7 days here might be 6 days for you depending on where you live. And that's US time. So I really like the back of this. I mean, I'm gonna like the front with all the diamonds on it, but I've never done one of these double-sided ones. I think that's really cool. So I already know what window I'm going to be putting this in. So I'll be back with a look at least some of this partially done, and we'll see what we think. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, I'm back with a little bit of work done on these kits, and I wanted to talk about it and show you a little bit more about them. So I do like to do my reviews this way because sometimes you really don't know how well a kit's going to work until you really get in there and start working on it. And I have to say both these kits I'm very happy with. But I did want to show you some interesting things I found as I was working on these. So these are turned over. This is the back. This is the one that is double-sided here. And it did have a protective paper on the back that was kind of milky colored. So you can see now that I've taken off that protective cover, it does have a pretty good shine. There's my ring light reflecting on that, but it does have a very nice shine even on the back. So let's flip it to the front and take a look. So there we go, and I finished this except for one tiny flower because I was going to show you by finishing that one last flower, so it's just about finished. So what you can see here, I'll zoom in closely, is that most of the round rhinestones were in the tree trunk, and then there were a couple of round rhinestone colors in each of these round circles. Had a lot of these special round shapes there, some crystals, some not, that really give it kind of that neat texture look to it. But I'll turn this to the side to see if you can see what most of this was actually these little tiny flowers made up of teeny tiny teardrops. So I would call this an intermediate kit, not like a simple special drill kit that would take you a quick amount of time for like a little kid or something. This one takes a little bit of work because if you can see, I'm going to show you in a minute how tiny those are. Placing those to cover up the spaces there does take a little bit of work. It's not difficult. It just, if your hands don't coordinate very well, you might have a little bit of trouble placing some of those teeny tiny drills, and that's what most of this is, to make those different sparkle flowers. So let me zoom back out here so you can see how it looks here. But I do have, I'm going to show you how tiny they are because this is the color that I have left for the last little flower. It's down here in the corner, but can you see how small those are in that tray? Because these trays are set up to hold, you know, round or square drills that fit within those, the different ridges there. Look at how tiny those are. So you can pick them up, because they are so lightweight, you can pick them up with a regular drill pen if you point toward the back, toward the fat part of those teardrops. And I will go ahead and place one on this last flower. So that's not too bad. What I found though easier for me was to pick them up with tweezers, and I got pretty good over time at picking them up. Let me turn my tray around. I would pick them up at the pointy end, and that way I could move my hand around because these are, whoop, and sometimes they would go flying like that. So these are, each of these flowers has 6 of them, and the ends all point inward toward the middle of the flower. So there's 2 that's done, but you can see that a younger child would have a lot of trouble with this, and maybe if you have a lot of arthritis in your hands, you might have a little bit of trouble placing these teeny tiny, so tiny little drills. I found it easier to either turn my hand or just keep turning this around to place each one onto these little flowers. So there's 5. I've got one more, and then I can truly call this a finish. So I would just pick them up with the tweezers at the pointy end and not pinch too hard because they go flying, and then place it where it needs to go. So now we have a finish. Yay! So I have plenty of drills for this one, and I will show you here because I just stacked everything in a tray. I did not try to kit up into bottles or anything like that. So there are, what I had left, plenty of the bigger drills, and then each of these bags has those little tiny ones. So I'm probably not going to save the little tiny ones, so I'm going to pour a little bit more into this tray. I know I'm mixing colors because I wanted to show them up against regular drills. And I'm looking around. Probably, I'll just use the round ones that came with the kit here. So you can see the size difference, and maybe that'll help you see how little those are. So there they are, if you can see that. But my camera just doesn't like to zoom very well. But it's probably the same amount of material for those. They're just long and skinny versus round. But boy, they're tiny. So I didn't have any trouble though reading the numbers and putting them in. Even though I do have not the best eyesight, they were still very clear to read, and you could kind of also tell by the background color. So I had no problem finishing this one. But I did just want you to know that those are tiny drills. But it is certainly doable. It didn't take me long. It took me maybe a couple hours in an evening to finish this one. So I am very happy with the results. I wish I could show you in a window, but the chain was pretty easy to put on as well. It's just got these little clasps here that go on each hole, and you don't necessarily have to use the chain. You can hang it however you want, but since it does have the design on the back side, it would be cool to hang in a window. So it's going in my kitchen window. So thank you to OneDaySaving for this. Again, it seemed a little bit expensive before discount, $13.68. But that's because I didn't realize how much diamond painting there was in this, actually, because of all those teeny tiny flowers. So it might seem a little bit pricey at first, but there is a lot going on here that it's just hard to see. And the stick, I found I could hold it sideways up to the light and see that the stick was only on the flowers. So all this area that's uncovered here, no stick. So they were very careful in how the glue was placed on here. So there's no extra glue here. It's not sticky at all in between the diamonds, which is good because I don't want to seal this because of the amount of empty space here. Sometimes sealers will show, you'll see the little waves and brush marks when you have a lot of empty background. So I'm not going to seal this. And the stick is good. I haven't been able to move any of the diamonds after I placed them. Even these larger ones around the edges here, they are on there very good. And the big ones as well. So I'm very happy with that one. I recommend if you want a little bit of a challenge with those little tiny teardrops and want something that turns out really cool, check that one out. And again, even though it says $13.68, there's a lot of discounts all the time on their website, including my discount code, which you can use, which is in the comments below. So let's talk about the tree. So I was going to do about a quarter of this, but I was working on it last night and woke up this morning to work a little bit more, and I just kept going. So I was trying to get into a little bit of the branches here, and I finally got into an area here where I could work one of the branches in the area surrounding. So this is canvas size 30 by 30. The design size is 25 by 25. So it is a little bit on the smaller side, and that makes some of the detail in some of these harder to see, but you can make out the branch there. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn on a light here so you can see the spacing on the canvas there. Maybe make it a little bit brighter there. Spacing is very good. They're not crowded together. A little spot there, that's my placing of those two, because I was able to multi-place a little bit on this one. So even though it's a lot of bright colors, there's a lot of line blocking, I guess you would call it. A lot of areas where you can do straight lines. I use a 4-placer typically, so I can place 4 to 5 at the same time. But look at the sparkle on that one and all the colors. So it does have a little bit of confetti there. I do like the result that I'm seeing so far, but you won't see the tiny, tiny details in some of these branches, as you can kind of tell with the first branch that I've done here, but still at a distance, at a normal viewing distance, not close up with your nose touching it like I do, but a normal viewing distance, I think it'll look just fine. And I wanted to talk about the drills, because these are actually amazing drills. I was pleasantly surprised for a kit of this price range, because this one is $5.53 before discounts. But these drills are beautiful. They are all perfectly the same size. Let me see. I'm gonna have to work on the zooming of this, but perfectly the same size, no trash, easy to line up. These were actually very nice drills, and as you can see, I kitted up into trays so I could do this quickly, and I will finish this before I move on. But I wanted to get to one of the darker colors here. Because of the confetti in this one, I found it easier to just swap between different trays. So if I miss one, I just kind of reach over. I have the trays stacked in like 4 or 5 different piles, so I can just kind of reach over and grab a drill pretty quickly. But here are the dark colored drills. You can see they are very good quality drills. So that was a nice surprise with a discount kit like this one. So what do you think? Is there enough detail in that one for you? Again, this was thanks to OneDaySaving, and I am very happy with their website. I did place my own order. It'll be here one of these days. They're not late on the order. I was just a bit slow in getting the order going. So I will have some more of their kits and things to show you, but I liked navigating the website. 7 days for arrival, and a lot of discounts available, including my discount. If you want to use it, you don't have to, but it is available. And I think you can stack discounts, because I actually placed an order this morning, and a small order, and I got the regular discounts, and then I used another discount code, not my own. I found another one out there, and I was able to do both, so I ended up saving like $15 on my order that I placed this morning. So hopefully I'll get to see that one pretty soon. So check out OneDaySaving. I think you will find some cool stuff there, and I think the quality of the kits, at least that I got here, are very nice, and I am quite happy. And we'll finish this one up here this morning so I can move on to Summer with the Masters. So thank you for watching, and thank you OneDaySaving, and I'll catch you next time.